Joined by linebackers coach Kelvin Sheppard, who 11 years ago was right here training at the NFL Combine. Anything changed since your time, Coach?
A couple things, like we were just talking off camera. The biggest change is the interview process. It used to be conducted over at the train station, and it was cool. It was like a gauntlet. You would go in, and kind of a similar structure, but it was a little more intense back at the train station because it was people pulling you for informals. They're like, jump in this cart, and then you go in the cart, and you go in the dark train, and all the coaches in there. It was a little more intimidating.
Oh my gosh.
And then you go to the next cart, then you go to the next cart, then go to this informal. So now it's a little more bougie. They got it up in the suites for these younger guys. You know, they lay it out for them, the red carpet. So that's probably the biggest difference.
Okay, what was your favorite part, and why was it eating St. Elmo's shrimp cocktail? Can we do it? Come on, I'll do it with you. We'll cry together.
I can't believe y'all set me up.
If you guys
like
don't
this.
know, shrimp cocktail at St. Elmo's is critical here. Oh, are you just doing the one bite?
No, Danny, we're going to scrape
Can you
Danny.
please show what you're doing right now? He's
I'm
cutting the shrimp
scraping
cocktail.
And scraping some of this foolishness
fine.
off the top.
All right, I don't want to
You
cry
guys-
more than you. Fine, I'll do it.
So are we doing the whole half?
We
What
should
are we
probably do
doing?
one full bite.
Bite? Okay.
Yeah, we'll get it over with.
All right.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Oh my God.
Ooh, it's coming down the right nostril a little more than the left. Oh,
You did full shrimp? Okay.
I said the full shrimp.
Oh God.
I haven't had much breakfast yet.
This is the first thing I ate today. I
Ew,
hope
that's
you know
disgusting.
that. Oh my.
That's disgusting.
Okay.
Okay, we got that over with. Did you try shrimp cocktail when you were here 11 years ago?
I actually did.
Okay, good.
Yes.
All
And
right.
then I played here in 2013, 2014, so pretty familiar with how bad this can get. Unlike Dre Bly the other night.
So you're coming out of LSU. Hi, Coach. Dre Bly. Well, I'll ask him about that later. And the tears. Coming out of LSU in 2011 as a linebacker, drafted in the 3rd round to the Bills.
Yep.
When you were training here at the Combine, what was honestly the mental aspect like? And that includes some nerves, maybe.
Absolutely. And I tell, and that's the thing I try to do. Like, a lot of coaches try to intimidate the guys, especially back when I
On
was.
purpose?
Yes. And I'm like, they're already under enough mental duress. So I kind of do the opposite. I kind of relax the guys when they come in the room for the interview. I kind of prep them. I let them know what they're about to get themselves into. Because I don't think people really realize the physical thing is one thing, but really that's the easy part if you ask me.
Yeah.
It's more of the mental stuff. Like, being here 4 days before you actually work out, like going from a structured environment where they were training, it's like routine to wake up, eat, work out, do this, and then you break that routine, you come down here, you have people poking and prying at you, so it's more of a mental thing than it is physical here.
What was the weirdest question you were ever asked by a team as a prospect here?
Oh gosh, like the weird thing is they'll go back to like high school and like
They do?
Yes. And like if you had things, why did you get suspended? And I'm like, what?
What'd you get
I'm like,
suspended
I don't
for?
even remember.
What'd you get suspended for?
Throwing things off the bus
Oh my God.
when I was younger. Okay.
Can we pull up? We're gonna give people a look at a younger Shep, please. That will
you're
help
not.
put together that story.
No, you're not.
Of
What do you?
possibly who was throwing
Oh,
things out
I
of the
feel like
bus.
I've been set up.
You've been set up.
I feel like,
Shrimp cocktail?
Oh my gosh.
So this young man was throwing things out of the bus and got suspended.
Well, this was a more mature. Oh, you are dead wrong for this. Y'all are dead wrong for this. Okay, so I think this was junior, senior year. The bus incident was like 9th grade, trying to establish that I was a cool kid and things like
Cool
that.
boy, yeah.
That was the wrong
And
way to go about it.
And then you heard about it at the Combine.
Yes,
That's
they
insane.
legit go back and dig and luckily that's probably the dirtiest thing I had in my deal. So it's like they dig to try to find any little thing to have on you and kind of stick you there. I'm like, what? But you know me, Danny, I'm real honest. So I was like, just trying to be the cool kid.
I mean, you talk about honesty. I was like gonna not rile you up today about the QB spy, but so we won't do
Stop.
that. I know. We're setting you up here today. That's
This is what?
No, that's
What?
I don't want to rile you up, Coach. You got a lot
Stop.
of interviews to do. You just said the weirdest question you've been asked. What is the weirdest question you ask? And maybe it's your second option, so you don't give it away and don't let guys prep for it. But
to be honest, that comes when you're doing like here. I know for myself as the position coach, I kind of get right to the football. I dive into little personal, but that comes more in the Zoom interviews, and that's kind of that'll come a week or two from now post combine.
okay,
And I really, like I said, I'm not that coach sitting up here trying to get a kid stuck or get it. Like I do things to try to elevate these guys because they're already under enough scrutiny and things like that. So I think that allows the players to open up and tell me things on their own. So guys like Joe Tryon, I just remember something. I'm like, dude, that is weird. Like, why did you tell me that? Like, you're being a little too honest, you know? But when you allow the guys to be themselves, open up versus trying to attack them, I think you actually find out more about the players.
I don't want you to give away any of Coach Campbell's, how he asks questions. But what is he like in these interviews?
Dan kind of sits back, to be honest. Like, he's in there, bro.
Right?
And he really does.
And that might be more intimidating.
It is because, and then out of nowhere, he'll get out his seat and go up to the screen. He's like, all right, well, tell me this. If this guy goes here and that guy goes there, what are you going to do?
Is that your impression of him?
And then the players are like, I'm like, don't get nervous. Dan is one of us. Like, you know, everybody, because he's this intimidating, he's this big head coach figure, but he's just a guy. He's one of us. So, but the players, they're intimidated.
You played 8 years in the NFL.
Yes.
Longevity might be your middle name. Did you ever go up against Dan Campbell in a game?
No, I did not. I missed Dan by a year.
Dang it.
I literally missed Dan by a year.
Okay.
We actually talked about that. I told him I would have kicked his butt. But
I believe that. What is your best piece of advice for these prospects that you get to talk to about having longevity in the NFL, which the other meaning of it is not for long?
I think it really is being authentic, being true to who you are, like what got you there. Don't get to the NFL. A lot of these guys get to the NFL, and the first thing you do, you go in the locker room and you try to attach to the star player, and like you try to do what that guy is doing, not understanding that that guy you're looking at has been in the league 7-8 years. He's established. He's made his money. He's on the tail end. You can't operate like that guy.
Right.
So I just try to remind the younger players, the younger guys, like try to find the pros and not like the superstar quote unquote players.
Okay.
And find out, how did that guy play 12 years? How did he play 10 years, 11 years, and kind of put your own little sauce on it. Because the worst thing players do, I see it year in and year out, they try to be that guy. They try to emulate that guy. They try to do what that guy do, and the next thing you know, they're out of the league in 2 years.
Who was the pros pro for you that you're able to take after?
The pros pro for me when I got drafted to Buffalo was Kyle Williams, defensive tackle out of LSU. He had like a 12-year career.
Wow.
And he kind of took me in because I'm an LSU guy, so it was kind of a get over here, Shep. Let me show you how to do it. You know, stay true to who you are. Hard work, value things. Don't live life harder off the field than you do on the field. That's another thing where guys mess up because you run into this. Well, these guys have money now coming out of college with the NIL, but back then you didn't have money in college, and then you step in this atmosphere. You have unlimited money, unlimited resources, and it gets the best of people at times.
Yeah.
So just staying humble and staying true to what got you here to this point.
Is this everything you tell Rodrigo in the locker room?
Oh, that freaking knucklehead. He texted me yesterday.
What did he say?
What are you doing? Hey, any
Does he
linebackers
want to
down
hang
there?
out? Oh.
Any linebackers down there?
Oh,
I was like, yeah, I'm trying to
scouting
find your
competition.
replacement.
Yeah, you're telling them that.
So you
keep
better
him on
go
edge.
work out right now. You better.
Last but not least, let's talk about Rodrigo. And we got Derek Barnes too.
Absolutely.
Another young guy. How do you like your linebacker room shaping up going into this season?
I love those two guys. It's kind of unique right now because my room was gutted kind of after this year because I had a lot of guys on one-year deals, in a sense. So right now I'm looking at a room where those are my two players right now.
You're young.
And Brad knows, like, I accept the challenge. I love it because I appreciate the developmental aspect. To me, anybody can coach a $15 million player, a $20 million player.
Yeah.
That's more like I find joy in finding these guys in the later
Rodrigos.
round. Absolutely. And guys who are willing to work, sacrifice, and put in the time. And you see the fruits of his labor, the fruits of Derek Bourne's labor. Rodrigo's kind of the hot guy, but D. Bourne has took some tremendous strides, and I have a lot of expectations of him this year.
All right, Coach, thank you so much for stopping by and letting us set you up.
You guys, this was a complete setup. But no problem. Anytime, Danny.